Most climbers think they're trying hard, but trying hard is actually a skill, and most people aren't training it.
I'm here in Oleana at the moment, and I have a project just up there. It's requiring a lot of try hard from me. I think the challenge level feels a little too high still, so although there's some moments where I'm in flow on my attempts, there's also some moments where I've really got to dig deep and try really hard.
Some of my best climbing experiences have been in flow, where everything feels almost effortless and automatic and you're totally absorbed in what you're doing. I sent routes like Mind Control and Fisheye here at this crag, and they were flow experiences. But there's another state that sports science calls clutch. In this state, you're really focused and absorbed in the task, so you're really present, but it feels high effort, high strain, high perceived difficulty, and that's the difference between clutch and flow.
Oleana is the home of a lot of hard climbing, and because of that, you have a lot of good climbers climb at this crag trying really hard.
In climbing, you might have heard the phrase "a muerte," which means to the death. The best climbers don't just know how to flow, they also fight really hard. And often both states can be accessed on the same climb. The best climbers are also the best at trying hard. The nuance here is that trying hard isn't just about more effort, it's about the right level of activation to be efficient. Trying hard isn't just about intensity, it's about useful intensity. Sometimes the challenge level really demands high activation, focus, and determination. Some climbers are under-aroused, which means they never really switch on and get their energy levels up to the place they need to be for the task. So what exactly is trying hard? Trying hard isn't just about how much you can power scream or grunt, although power screaming is a fun part of trying hard. It's not a performance, it's a state of mind and body activation. I like to think of it as a form of expression. Sometimes you're trying your absolute hardest and it doesn't look dramatic from the outside, and it's kind of irritating when someone tells you to just try harder when you know you already are. For me, try hard are those moments when you fall or you manage to send with everything committed, so all of your inner resources are focused in an effortful way to stay on the wall. Or those moments when you surprise yourself with how improbable it is that you're staying on. You maybe hold a hold that you thought there was no chance that you could catch. Or you feel like you're coming off but you're still on. And it's not just all about physical resources, but it's also about mental capacity too. You're completely focused on the task at hand. Your mind is only directed towards that task. And usually when I feel like that, I'm content even if I fall, because I know that I've given it everything. Alright, so if trying hard is a skill, how do we train it? There are 3 things that I see over and over again that stop climbers from developing this skill. So the first one is stop saving it for when it matters. Most climbers don't practice trying hard. They save it for the red points end of a project that only happens a few times a year. But that's not many reps. If you only try hard when it matters, you won't be able to access it reliably. You need to try hard on routes you might not send, in a training context, on climbs that don't matter much for you, on moves that feel out of reach. If you can't try hard when it doesn't matter, why would you expect to access it when it does? The second thing is to fix your relationship with failure. The mistake people make is thinking that really wanting to send will be enough to try hard. But actually it can cause you to give up, and that's for a few reasons. One is that the more you want it, the more you fear not getting it, the more anxious you get. And carrying fear of failure up a route is like carrying a weight vest. If you're thinking about the chains halfway up, you're not fully invested in the move that you're on, and you can't try hard on that move if half your brain is anxious about sending.
Why did I do that?
The other reason is that focusing too much on the outcome means that you don't value that one more move unless you're sure you can send. So I found that people with this mindset say take more often.
Okay, take.
They don't try hard, and they don't surprise themselves.
Okay, take that.
Sometimes I've climbed with that just one more move mentality and managed to on-site my hardest route, an 8A plus that was actually graded 8B/plus in the guide. I had no sense that I could have done it. In order to try hard, you need to value trying hard in and of itself, not just for the send. Trying hard requires full attention in the present, not thinking about the outcome. Trying hard exposes you. It feels vulnerable sometimes because when you give everything, you remove the excuse and you show your commitment for everyone to see. If you fall, you really fell, and that can feel uncomfortable. A lot of that comes down to motivation. If you're climbing mainly for external outcomes, the grade, the validation, proving something, not looking stupid, then every move carries risk. Because when you're scared to fail, you make failure more meaningful. A fail says something about you as a climber. But if your motivation is intrinsic, if you genuinely value the effort itself, then trying hard becomes easier and you're able to tap into a deeper level of try hard. With this mindset, effort becomes the reward, not just the mechanism. And this is exactly how it feels for me. It's for those moments of clutch and flow that I climb. When this is your big why, the reason why you go climbing, then it's so much more natural to tap into that try hard. The third thing is to remove fear of falling as a barrier. So unfortunately, it's almost impossible to try hard on lead or on top rope or on bouldering if you're scared to fall. Fear of falling prevents you from climbing at your physical limit, either at all or in certain situations, like a height above a bolt or crash pad. If that feels like you, then you really need to think about doing some fall practice, but please get guidance with it because it's very easy to get it wrong. If you want to access try hard quickly, you can take a few short, sharp breaths with a focus on the inhale. This essentially brings your arousal levels up, and it works better for bouldering or hard cruxes on a climb when maximizing aerobic efficiency is less of a factor. You can also use a mantra, listen to kind of intense music that gets you into that higher energy state.
Not even tired.
But the main thing though is motivation. Are you motivated to try hard because you like trying hard? If that's the case, then you don't need to worry about these tricks. Alright, so why does all this matter? I'm not a particularly strong climber, but I've managed to get up a lot of climbs by tapping into certain performance states, especially flow and clutch. If I couldn't do that, then there's no way I would have been a professional climber. I haven't always been this good at trying hard, and it's been a skill that I've developed over time. Every time you go near your edge, you expand your capacity to go there again. But the main thing I've developed is the love of trying hard, and it's that motivation that is the best thing for accessing that state. Here's a little paradox. Trying hard is also letting go. So there's kind of like a deeper layer here. Clutch isn't about forcing. Sometimes you try so hard not to fall that you overthink every move, you overgrip, you don't flow efficiently between moves. So accessing states like flow and clutch and try hard can be like kind of surrendering into the effort. It's letting your body climb, trusting your intuition. It's hard to explain how trying hard can also be a form of letting go, but that is kind of how it feels. It's full commitment, focus and effort, but without forcing. Hey guys, if you're into this stuff, I have a whole free webinar on how to access flow and clutch so that you can climb at your best and have a great time doing it. If you're psyched, check out the link below. The most memorable moments in climbing aren't the easy ones, they're the battles, the all-out fights where you don't know if you'll stay on, but you keep trying anyway. Trying hard isn't a trait, it's not something you have or don't have, it's a skill, and it's a skill that's easier to develop with an underlying mindset, and you can train that mindset.